Hi, welcome to Sachin Study Tech. Today topic is none data type. So what is meant by none? None is a special type constant in Python that represents the absence of the value. So it is the only instance of the class none type. Think of it Python version. Here you can see null. For example, in Java here, for example, string some s equal to null. So same like that here you can use the none in Python. So for example here it cannot assign any value to x, just it is none, you can assign that none. So if you can print the type of x, here it is class none type. Okay, so what are the uses of that none? Here you can see in this function greet, so you can print that hello. Here it cannot return anything. If you can call this function here, just it cannot anything. So in this case here it can return none. It can return none. It cannot return anything this function, but it can return none. So if you want to print that result, so that it can print the none. So in this case I am taking the default value here none, data equal to none. If you are not passing any here, for example here you cannot pass any value to this function, then if data is none, no data is provided, like that. You can see the one example program, then you can understand. So here none equal to none, name equal to none. Here in this case hello is a string, here name is a none type, but type error, cannot concatenate string and none type. Now you can see the example program, then you can understand that what is none. None is a special type, nothing to assigned. So nothing to assign here. So here for example I consider here a equal to 15. A equal to 15. Now we can print that print of a. So what is the value of a? And also if we can print the type of print type of a, right? If you can print the type of a. So what is the value here? So the value is 15. The type is integer type. So the 15 is a integer type. That's why here type is a integer. Now here I am consider here it is a none. Now you can see what it can print. So print a means none it can print. And what is the type of a? Here it is a none type. It is a special type, nothing to assign to that variable a. But is there any, for example in this case here you can see, so what is the ID of, what is the address of a here? Print ID of a. Here ID is also there, you can print. So address is there here, it can so this is the address of a. Okay, now in this case here also address is there. What is the meaning of that? So here also some address is there. So none is the object. None is the object. How many none object is created in Python? So that is also another important concept. For example here it can take, for example b equal to none. Here it is wrong because here n is must be capital. And for example here you can take two variables, which is the type. Here you can see ID of b. In this case also you can see the same ID, because here you can create only one none object in that Python. So you can see the same. Not only in this case, you can see here, for example I am consider one function here fun. It cannot take anything here, just you can print that print hello. You can print hello here. Just if you want to call this function, here I am taking c variable, c equal to fun. So you can call this function, and also you can print that ID of, you can print here print c, and you can print the id of c also. Print id of c. You can see all these case. So c equal to fun, you can print the c here. It is a you can call this function, then it is hello, and if you can print that c value, here it is c value, that is none. It cannot return anything, none. So you can see in this case, all these case the same address. That means only one none object is created in Python. So it is nothing but it is created one none object. Okay, so what is the meaning of that? You can see, for example, here none is there, here a is referred to this same object, and b is also referred to the same object, and fun is, it cannot return anything. Okay, that means here I am consider the c is also okay referring to the none object. So here having the some address. So only one none object is created in Python. If you can take any number of variables or functions, in that case you have only one none object. That's why it can print like that. Okay, so you can see another example here. I'm taking data equal to none. Just if you want to print the data here, data, and also it can return that return data. Okay, in this case you can see we have the function. So I am not passing any argument to this function. So what is the c value, what it can return? Now we can see here it is. Here in this case it can print data is none if we cannot pass anything, and also it can return data is none. So that's why print c is none. Okay, for example, here I am passing 10. Here you can see you can return the data. For example, here I am not returning anything. What is in this case? You can see here 10, you can pass the argument 10 to this function. It can print that data, that is 10, but here it cannot return anything, but none is written. So that is c equal to fun of 10. Here it is assigned to none. Okay, this function it cannot return anything. In that case also it can return the none. So that's why, so c equal to none. Okay, that's why this is the example. So when this case is useful, none data type in Python. So for example, here in this case I am not passing anything, so none can consider none here. If you cannot assign any value to any variable, in that case also you can use the none. So this is the example. Thank you for watching this video.